if you are given a circuit, the first thing you think about is how do you simplify it. And a way to simplify the circuit is combining parallel resistors and series resistors. So you look at a circuit and you ask yourself, which resistors can I combine? A lot of extra wires, no, that you can simplify, because the less wires you have, the less complicated the circuit will be. So if you are drawing a circuit on your scratch paper, make sure that you are simplifying so that you can easily see. I want to remove all the extra wires. So you just simply shorten the wires. Make the wires shorter. You don't have to do it, but it will make the circuit easier to solve. Can you see a simplified circuit on your screen?
Yes, sir.
So I'm looking at it and try to find relationships. So R1 does not have any resistor in series because we have a lot of wires here. So no series. We have a series connection here, but this is our source, voltage source. It's not a resistor. So for R1, I cannot simplify R1. How about R6? So no, again, no series because I have a lot of wires. And then parallel. So not parallel with R1 because I have another component here. So R6 is not looking at R1 alone. R6 is also looking at 18 volts. So I cannot say that R1 and R6 are parallel because I have two components here. Also, R5 and R6 are not parallel because I have another one here, R7. So same thing, these are not parallel. You cannot also say that R5, R6, and R7 are in series. So they are not in series because they do not form a closed loop. Although they form a loop, they have a loop here, but that doesn't mean that they are in series. Why? Because I have extra connections to the loop. So the loop is not perfect. Questions? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So R5, 6, 7, not series. How about R4, R3, 4, 5? They have a loop here. Is R3, 4, 5 in series? I have a loop here. Is R3, R4, and R5 in series?
No,
No, sir.
No,
No.
why?
sir.
Because
Oh.
kana naay wires
Nami. R7, R7.
R6, and R1.
A lot of connections. So how about parallel? So if you look at R3 and R4, they are drawn parallel to each other. Are they in parallel?
Yes, sir. Parallel.
Sir.
Is R3 and R4 parallel?
Yes.
Sir.
No. Why?
Because there's a lot of connections, sir.
No.
R5 sir, na ang R5.
Ang R5, sir.
It's not one-on-one.
Yes sir.
If R5 is not there, now if you have a wire here, so R3 and R4 are parallel. But you have R5, so R3 and R4 are not parallel. They are also not in series. How about R2 and R3?
Parallel.
Parallel.
So if you
Parallel,
look
sir.
Parallel,
if you
sir.
look at R2 and R3, they have a loop. Is R2 and R3 in series? Is R2 and R3 in series?
No, sir.
No, why? Why?
Naman sila connection. Pika sir.
So they are not in series because they have other connections. So R2 and R3 not in series. Are they in parallel?
Yes.
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir.
Kaya ang sigkaen niya is na may connection. Or
Yeah, straight man ang R3 o niya. Ang R2 gatakilid.
Horizontal, vertical.
ang connection sa wire man ang basihan dili man ang
Correct.
Nailok, sir.
The connection of the wire ang basihan, not the kung unsay forma.
yes sir.
So they are in front of each other and no other component here, no other component here. So they have a common node at the top, connection at the top. So they have two terminals, no? They have two legs. And their two legs are connected together with two nodes, top and bottom. So they are like dancing and they are holding hands. So they are parallel. Is it clear?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we cannot combine any other resistor in this first drawing, but only R2 and R3. So how do we combine parallel resistors? So type in your calculator. That's 10 raised to the power of -1 plus 10 raised to the power of -1. What's the answer?
5, sir.
5.
5.
Not yet. We have not. I think it's
Raise patalig 1, -1.
who has a calculator? So
0.2, sir.
0.2. That's the answer of 10 to the -1 plus 10 to the -1. Then 0.2. Your answer is 0.2. Then you have to raise the answer with -1. So what's the final answer?
5, sir.
5, sir. 5.
5, sir.
5, sir.
Five,
Five.
sir.
If we write
5,
that's
sir.
R resistor 2, 3, or if you combine R2 and R3, that's equal to the reciprocal 1 divided by 1 over R2 and plus 1 over R3. So that it will be easier for you to solve. So what I'm teaching you is how you type this in your calculator. So you type 10 to the power of negative 1 plus 10 to the power of negative 1. Then raise your answer with negative 1. That's how you combine parallel resistors. So R2 and R3 together combined, R23 is 5 ohms. R23 is 5 ohms. So simplifying the circuit, what's our next move? You ask yourself, what's the next move? What can you combine?
Two, three, four.
R2 OCR4.
R2, 3, and R4. What's the relationship?
Parallel.
Are they in series?
Series.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
because you can draw a loop in R2, 3, and R4, and you don't have any other connection here, no other connection here. So they are in series. They are not parallel because, why are they not parallel?
Isa ra may nakakonect nila.
R5.
Correct.
IR5.
They are only connected here sa bottom.
R5.
So ang kamot ni R23 o ang kamot ni R4, wala sila ga-holding hands. Na R5. Gets ninyo? Nganong dili parallel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nagets ninyo nganong series?
Yes, sir.
You cannot say that R5 is also in series, no? Ngano man?
Naman si Jai connection si Kapikas.
Naa dire.
Yes sir.
Naapo dire. Wala na siya ilabot sa series. Kuhara ang series, R2, 3, and R4. When you are combining series resistors, it's very easy. You just add. So the answer is 5 plus 10,
15, sir.
15. So R2, 3, 4 is 15. What's your next 15 ohms? What's your next move?
I-add si R234 o R5.
What's their relationship?
Parallel.
Series or parallel?
Parallel.
Parallel. Dili yung series.
Okay.
They are parallel because they are holding hands. Holding hands sila. Parallel. So how do you combine parallel? 15 raised to the power of negative 1 plus 10 raised to the power of negative 1. Then the answer, you raised by negative 1. What's the
Six.
answer?
0.133.
6 ang answer.
6.
0.69.
Sir, 6, sir.
0.16.
6.
6, sir. 0.16, sir.
6 point.
10, sir.
0.16.
Raise negative 1.
Raised negative 1 is
6.25.
6.
6.
Sir.
6 point.
25.
6, sir.
6 other whole number ang 6.
Whole number 6.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 6. Then what's next?
I-add na po sila R2, 3, 4, 5 o R7
What's their relationship?
series.
Series.
Ang dili man sila parallel at bang man sila.
Man holding hand.
Sila gawin. Pero yung kamot ani, yung kamot dire. O sila gawin yan. Pero series sila because their connection, they have a flow na straight series. Wala ning tipas, wala ning tipas. So the current is the same in the two resistors. So what do you do if you have series resistances? Add 6 plus 10.
10.
16 ohms. What's next?
I-add na po sa R6.
I-add ni 26.
R6. Dili, sir. Parallel sila, sir.
Parallel. Anong parallel man sila? Dili man sila series.
Holding hands naman.
Holdingan sila.
Wala na third wheel.
Di makakadraw og straight ana. No kay mutipas ang current ani mutipas. Napoy mutipas ani no. So not series. Parallel. So solve in your calculator 16 raised to the power of negative 1 plus 10 raised to the power of negative 1. What's the answer?
6.15384.
0.1625, sir.
Raise na negative 1.
6.15.
0.1625, sir.
0.153.
0.1625. 0.25, sir.
0.1625.
Raise to negative.
Raised to negative 1 is 6.15.
16.15.
What's the answer?
6.15.
6.15, sir.
6.15.
3846, sir.
3
Force.
ohms.
46154.
What's your
34.
last process?
Add.
Add. So our total is
16.1538446.
our total is equal to R1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is equal to 16.153846 ohms. What is I total? How do you solve for I total? Voltage source divided by R total?
1.11 42.
Volts divided by 16.153846. What's the answer?
1.11.
Isa lang. Para walay echo.
1.1142.
114.282
28.
amperes. So I total is flowing right here in this series connection. So if you take an ammeter to measure current, what's the current here? 1.11 amperes. If you measure the current here,
1.11.
1.11 amperes. If you measure the current here, that's 1.11 amperes. So you will now have an answer for I1. I1 is flowing through I1. I1 is equal to 1.11 amperes. 114282 amperes. You don't have to solve that. You just say, since series sila sa iTotal, they have the same current. So, pwede na ka mag-solve sa V1 because you have R1 and you have I1. So, you only need 2 to solve the remaining. So, V1 is equal to
I
times R. Diba? Ohm's law, B is equal to I times R. So, I1 times R1. What's the answer? 10 times 1.11.
Ten point 11, sir.
11.14
1482 282.
286.
volts. Is this the same with your answer sa circuit simulator, sa circuit construction? What's your V1? Kanina.
11.14.
11.14 volts.
So, correct ang answer. Next, this is sa man siya? R234567. R227. So, what is V227 and what is I227? Which one is available? I is available. You don't need to solve this. Why? Because this is I227.
Same record.
Same. 1.11. Voltage, that is what you solve, no? I-multiply ang I times R. So, 1.114282 times 6.153846. The answer for B227 is
6.8571.
6.8571.
8571.
6.8571.
Yes,
Can,
sir.
can,
Yes,
can
sir.
you confirm with your answer? Wala pa di, I know. So that's our voltage right here. You move up, that voltage right here, 6.8571, will be same with voltage V6 and voltage V23457. Okay ra? Anong say man? So kaning na-solve din na voltage across here, V227, which is 6.8571. This is 6.8571 is equal sa voltage here and here. Why? Parallel. So you don't need to solve. You just directly say, since parallel, so V6 V6 is equal to 6.8571 and V23457. Pila ang V23457? Is equal to 6.8571. So all you need to solve is I6 is equal to V6 divided by R6. So 6.8571 divided by 10. So the answer is 0.68571 amperes. Is this the same as our answer I6 in the simulation? Can you confirm?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. The same, sir.
Correspondingly, I23457 is 6.8571 divided by 16 ohms. So what's the answer? 6.8571 divided by 16.
0.428 6857
428
0.42.
57.
57. So we now have a current. We can now proceed another step up.
R2345.
So let me copy this so you can use this above. So I guess I have sent this to you sa group, the clue, no? So you can just follow the what I written down here to follow the procedure up to the last part. So you have 0.4285 amperes, and since they are series,
Same rank current sa R7.
right here, series, so they are equal to I2345 and I7. So if you look at the drawing, I7 is flowing here, and I2345 is also flowing here. So since they are in series, their values are equal, which is equal to 0.4285. Dire man na sila gikan, no? I 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Ang kurente flowing here is 0.4285. If you divide or if you break this down into two resistors, R7 and R2345, then still the same current is still here, which is 0.4285. So it is important that your drawings are clear so that you can easily see, you can easily imagine, oh, this is 0.4285. So if I move up, this is 0.4285. Let me ask you, review. What is the voltage here? R6. What is the voltage?
6.85.
6.8571. How about the voltage here? Sa two resistors, voltage, ilang duha? 6.8571. So, tungaon na nila. So, dili sila 6.8571 kada isa, no? 6.8571 will be hation ilang duha. Maghati sila sa 6 volts. Maybe 3 volts ra iyaha and 3 volts iyaha. So, posible. That's how you analyze the drawing. And since I have already written the guide here, I've sent this in the group chat. You can easily answer the remaining items, and you can retrace your answer. Also, you can use the simulator to confirm if your answers are correct.